Okay, welcome to another episode of Dark Energy Matters Entering into the Light. Today we're going to deal with the profitable pointers of human relations. Profitable pointers in human relations. Your subconscious mind is a recording machine which reproduces your habitual thinking. Think good of others, and you are actually thinking good about yourself. A hateful or resentful thought is a mental poison. A hateful or resentful thought is mental poison. Do not think ill of another. Do not think ill of another, for to do so is to think ill of yourself. You are the only thinker in your universe, and your thoughts are creative. You are the only thinker in your universe. Your mind is a creative medium. Therefore, what you think and feel about the other, you are bringing to pass in your own experiences. This is the psychological meaning of your own experience. This is the psychological meaning of the golden rule. As you would, that man should think about you, think you about them in the same manner. To cheat, rob, or defraud another human being brings lack, loss, limitations to yourself. Your subconscious mind records your inner motivation. Your subconscious mind records your inner motivations, thoughts, and feelings. This being of a negative nature, loss, limitations, and trouble comes to you in a countless ways. Actually, what you do to the other, you are doing to yourself. The good you do to others, the kindness professed, the love and goodwill you send forth will always come back to you, multiplied in many ways. You are the only thinker in your world. You are the only thinker in your world. You are responsible for the way you think about the other. Remember, the other person is not responsible for the way you think about him. Your thoughts are reproduced. What you are thinking now about the other fellow. Become emotionally mature and permit other people to differ from you. They have a perfect right to disagree with you, and you have the same freedom to disagree with them. You can disagree without being disagreeable. Animals pick up your fear vibrations and snap at you. If you love animals, they will never attack you. Many undisciplined human beings are just as sensitive as dogs, cats, and other animals. Your inner speech, representing your silent thoughts and feelings, is experienced in the reaction of others toward, of others towards you. Wish for the other what you wish for yourself. As we have a slogan, want for your brother what you want for yourself. This is the key to harmonious human relations. Change your concept and estimate of your employer. Feel and know he is practicing the golden rule and the law of love, and he will respond accordingly. The other person cannot annoy you or irritate you except you permit it. Your thoughts is creative. You can bless him. If someone calls you a skunk, you have the freedom to say to the other, God's peace fill your soul. You don't have to always negative respond or retaliate if someone negative respond or retaliate says something negative about you. Love is the answer to getting along with others. Love is the answer to getting along with others. Love is understanding. Love is goodwill and respecting the divinity of the other. You would not hate a hunchback or a cripple. You would have compassion, correct? Right. Have compassion and understanding for mental people who have been conditioned negatively. To understand all is to forgive all. Rejoice in the success, promotion, and good fortune of the other. In doing so, you attract good fortune to yourself. Never yield to emotional scenes and tantrum of others. Appeasement never wins. Do not be a doormat. Adhere to that which is right. Stick to your ideal, knowing that the mental outlook which give you peace, happiness, and joy is right, good, and true. What blesses you blesses all. All you owe any person in life and in the world is love. And love is wishing for everyone what you wish for yourself. Health, happiness, and all the blessings of life. Now we're going to move along to how to use your subconscious mind for forgiveness. Life plays no favorites. God is life, and His life principle is flowing through you this moment. God loves to express Himself or herself as harmony, peace, beauty, joy, and abundance through you. This is called the will of God or the tendency of life. If you set up resistance in your mind to the flow of life through you, this emotional congestion will get snarled up in your subconscious mind and cause all kinds of negative conditions. I'm gonna repeat that. If you set up resistance in your mind to the flow of life through you, this emotional congestion will have you ensnarled up in your subconscious mind and cause all kinds of negative conditions in your life. God has nothing to do with unhappy or chaotic conditions of the world. All these conditions are brought about by man's negative and destructive thinking. Therefore, it is silly to blame God for your trouble or sickness. Many persons habitually set up mental resistance to the flow of life. I'll say that again. Many people habitually set up mental resistance to the flow of life by accusing and reproaching God for the sin, sickness, and suffering of mankind. Others cast the blame on God for their pains, aches, loss of loved ones, personal tragedies, and accidents. They are angry at God, and they believe He is responsible for their misery. Let's go a little deeper to why people become angry at God. As long as people entertain such negative concepts about God, they will experience the automatic negative reactions from their subconscious mind. Such people do not know that they are punishing themselves. They must see the truth, find release, and give up all the condemnations, resentment, and anger against anyone or any power outside of themselves. I'll repeat that. They must see the truth, find release, and give up all condemnation, resentment, and anger against anyone or any power outside themselves. Otherwise, you won't be able to grow and move forward into a healthy, happy, or creative life or activity. The minute these people entertain a God of love in their minds and hearts, and when they believe that God is their loving Father who watches over them, cares for them, guides them, sustain and strengthen them, this concept and belief about God or the life principle will be accepted by their subconscious mind, and they will find themselves blessed in countless ways. Life always forgives you. Life forgives you when you cut your finger. The subconscious intelligence within you sets about immediate to repair it. The subconscious intelligence within you sets about immediately to repair it. New cells build bridges over the cut. Should you take some tainted food by error, life forgives you and causes you to regurgitate it in order to preserve you. If you burn your hand, the life principle reduces the edema and congestions and give you new skin, tissues, and cells. Life holds no grudges against you, and it is always forgiving you. Life brings you back to health, vitality, harmony, and peace if you cooperate by thinking in harmony with nature. Negative, harmful memories, bitterness, and ill will clutter up and impede the free flow of life principle in you. If you misuse the law of life, you will suffer accordingly. If you put your hand on a naked, charged wire, you will get burned. The forces of nature are not evil. It is your use of them that determines whether they have good or evil effect. Electricity is not evil. It depends on how you use it, whether to burn down a structure or to light up a home. The only sin is ignorance of the law. The only punishment is the automatic reaction of man misuse of the law. If you misuse the principle of chemistry, you may blow up your house. If you strike your hand on a board, you may cause your hand to bleed. The board is not for that purpose. Its purpose may be to learn upon or to support your feet. You have a greater reason and understanding that forgiveness is to forgive yourself. Forgiveness is getting your thoughts in line with the divine law of harmony. Self-condemnation is called hell, harmony, and peace. The burden of guilt and self-condemnation was lifted from his mind and he had a complete healing. So we have to learn to use the life principle in a positive way. That way life will continually to give you harmony, peace, love, and happiness. Forgiveness is necessary for healing. In Mark 2:11-25, it says, "And when ye stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any." Forgiveness of others is essential to mental peace and radiant health. You must forgive everyone who has ever hurt you if you want perfect health and happiness. Forgive yourself by getting your thoughts in harmony with divine law and order. You cannot really forgive yourself completely until you have forgiven others first. To refuse to forgive yourself is nothing more or less than spiritual pride or ignorance. I'm skipping over a few things just to get an understanding. Forgiveness is love in action. The essential ingredient in the art of forgiveness is the willingness to forgive. If you sincerely desire to forgive the other, you are 51% over the hurdle. I feel sure you know that to forgive the other does not necessarily mean that you like him or her or want to associate with him or her. You cannot be compelled to like someone. Neither can a government legislate goodwill, love, peace, or tolerance. It is quite impossible to like people because someone don't like you. We can, however, love people without liking them. The Bible says, love ye one another. This anyone can do who really wants to do it. Love means that you wish for the other's health, happiness, peace, joy, and all the blessings of life. There is only one prerequisite, and that is sincerity. When you forgive, you are really being selfish because what you wish for the other, you are actually wishing for yourself. The reason is that you are thinking it and you are feeling it. As you think and feel, so are you. Could anything be simpler than that? Now, there's a technique to forgiveness. We're going to go discuss that. This is a simple method which works wonders in your life. Quiet your mind, relax, and let go. Think of God and his love for you, and then affirm, I fully and freely forgive whoever the person that is. Mention their name. I release them mentally and spiritually. I completely forgive everything connected with the matter in question. I am free, and he or she is free. It is a marvelous feeling. It is my day of general amnesty. I release anybody and everybody who has ever harmed me. I wish for each and everyone health, happiness, peace, and all the blessings of life. I do this freely, joyously, and lovingly. And whenever I think of the person or persons who hurt me, I say, I have released you, and all the blessings of life are yours. I am free, and you are free. It is wonderful. This is the technique of forgiveness. The great secret of true forgiveness is that once you have forgiven the person, it is unnecessary to repeat your forgiveness. Whenever the person comes to mind or the particular hurt happens to enter your mind, wish the delinquent well and say, peace be unto you. Do this as often as possible as the thoughts enter your mind. You will find that after a few days, the thought of the person or experience will return less and less often until it fades into nothing. Let's deal with the acid test of forgiveness. The acid test for gold is also an acid test for forgiveness. If I should tell you something wonderful about someone who has wronged you, cheated you, or defrauded you, and you sizzle at hearing the good news about this person, the roots of hatred will still be in your subconscious mind, playing havoc with you. Let us suppose you had a painful abscess in your jaw a year ago when you told me about it. I would casually ask you if you had any pain now. You would automatically say, of course not. I have a memory of it, but no pain. Listen carefully. This is the whole story. You may have a memory of that pain, but no sting or hurt anymore. This is the acid test. You must meet it psychologically and spiritually. Otherwise, you are simply deceiving yourself and not practicing the true art of forgiveness. To understand all is to forgive all. When man understands the creative law of his own mind, listen carefully, he ceases to blame other people and conditions for making or marrying his life. He knows that his own thoughts and feelings create his destiny. Furthermore, he is aware that externals are not the causes and conditions of his life and his experience. To think that others can mar your happiness, listen closely. To think that others can mar your happiness, that you are the football of a cruel fate, that you must oppose and fight others for a living, all these and others like them are untenable when you understand that thoughts are things. The Bible says the same thing. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we're going to summarize what we just discussed on the subconscious mind for forgiveness. God or life is no respecter of person. Life plays no favors. Life or God seems to favor you when you align yourself with the principle of harmony, joy, and peace. God or life never sends disease, sickness, accident, or suffering. What brings these things on ourselves by our own negative, destructive thinking? Wow. Based upon the law, as we sow, so shall we reap. This is heaven. Your concept of God is the most important thing in your life. If you really believe in God is love, your subconscious mind will respond in countless blessings to you. Believe in God of love. Life or God holds no grudges against you. Life never condemns you. Life heals a severe cut on your hand. Life forgives you if you burn your finger. It reduces the edema and restores the part to the wholeness and perfection. Your guilt complex is a false concept of God and life. God or life does not punish or judge you. God or life does not judge you. Life forgives you if you burn your finger. Your guilt complex is a false concept of God and life. God or life does not punish you or judge you. You do this to yourself by your false beliefs, negative thinking, and self-condemnation. God or life does not condemn or punish you. The forces of nature are not evil. The effect of their use depends on how you use the power within you. You can use electricity to kill someone or to light your home. You can use water to drown a child or quench his thirst. Good and evil come right back to the thought and purpose in man's own mind. God or life never punish you. Man punishes himself by his false concepts of God, life, and the universe. His thoughts are creative, and he creates his own misery. If another criticizes you and those faults are within you, rejoice, give thanks, and appreciate the comments. This gives you the opportunity to correct the particular fault. You cannot be hurt by criticism when you know that you are a master of your thoughts, reaction, and emotions. This gives you the opportunity to pray and bless the other, thereby blessing yourself. When you pray for guidance and right action, take what comes. Realize it is good and very good. Then there is no cause for self-pity, criticism, or hatred. There is nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. There is no evil in sex, the desire for food, wealth, or true expression. It depends on how you use these urges, desires, or aspirations. Your desire for food can be met without killing someone for a loaf of bread. Resentment, hatred, ill will, and hostility are behind a host of maladies. Forgive yourself and everybody else by pouring out love, life, joy, and goodwill to all those who have hurt you. Continue until such time as you meet them in your mind and you are at peace with them. To forgive is to give something for. Give love, peace, joy, wisdom, and all the blessings of life to the other until there is no sting left in your mind. This is really the acid test of forgiveness. I'm going to repeat that. To forgive is to give something for. Give love, peace, joy, wisdom, and all the blessings of life to the other until there is no sting left in your mind. The only way is to wither them with love by wishing for the person all the blessings of life until you can meet the person in your mind and you can sincerely react with a benediction of peace and goodwill. This is the meaning of forgive until 70 times 7. Thank you for listening to these brief process of your subconscious mind and how to forgive. The more you forgive others in your mind, the more peace and love and harmony will come into your life. Life is love. Life is peace. Life is harmony. It's all about forgiving. And it's all about thoughts that you are able to control when you do forgive. Thank you again for listening to Dark Matter, bringing you into light. I am your brother in peace and love. Until next time, have a blessed day.